Haridasa Thakur was unhappy when he heard that the Brahmana Gopala Chakravarti had been attacked by leprosy. Thus, after informing Balaramacharya, the priest of Hiranya Majumdara, he left and went to Shantipur, the home of Advaita Acarya. Meeting Advaita Acarya, Haridasa Thakur offered him respect and obeisances. Advaita Acarya embraced him and showed respect to him in return. On the bank of the Ganges, in a solitary place, Advaita Acarya made a cave-like home for Haridasa Thakur and spoke to him about the real meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita in terms of devotional service. Haridasa Thakur accepted food daily at the house of Advaita Acarya. Meeting together, the two of them would taste the nectar of discourses on the subject matter of Krishna. After some time, Haridasa Thakur said,
"My dear Advaita Acharya, let me submit something before your honor. Every day you give me alms of food to eat. What is the necessity of this? You are living within a society of great Brahmins and aristocrats. But without fear or shame, you adore a lower-class man like me. My dear sir, your behavior is most uncommon. Indeed, sometimes I am afraid to speak to you. Please favor me by protecting me from the behavior of society." Purport by Srila Prabhupada. While Haridasa Thakur was staying under the care of Advaita Acharya, he was afraid of the behavior of the society in Shantipur, which was full of exceedingly aristocratic Brahmins, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. Haridasa Thakur was born in a Muslim family and was later recognized as a great Vaishnav. But nevertheless, the Brahmins were very critical of him. Thus, Haridasa Thakur was afraid that Advaita Acharya would be put into some difficulty because of his familiarity with Haridasa Thakur. Srila Advaita Acharya treated Haridasa Thakur as a most elevated Vaishnav. But others, like Ramachandra Khan, were envious of Haridasa Thakur. Of course, we have to follow in the footsteps of Advaita Acharya, not caring for the people like Ramachandra Khan. At present, many Vaishnavas are coming to our Krishna consciousness movement from among the Europeans and Americans. And although men like Ramachandra Khan are always envious of such Vaishnavas, one should follow in the footsteps of Srila Advaita Acharya by treating all of them as Vaishnavas. Although they are not as exalted as Haridasa Thakur, such Americans and Europeans, having accepted the principles of Vaishnava philosophy and behavior, should never be excluded from Vaishnava society.
Advaita Acharya replied,
"My dear Haridas, do not be afraid. I shall behave strictly according to the principles of the revealed scriptures." Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Advaita Acharya was not afraid of the strict Brahminical culture and customs of society. As stated in the Shastric injunctions, which are the true medium of evidence or proof, anyone can go back to Godhead, even if born in a low family. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 9:32, "Mam hi partha vyapashritya ye pisu papayonaya striyo vaishas tatha sudras tepi yanti param gatim." O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, and Sudras, can attain the supreme destination. Though having taken a low birth in human society, one who accepts Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is quite competent to go back home, back to Godhead, and one who is a bona fide candidate for going back to Godhead should not be considered low-born or a Chandala. That is also a Shastric injunction, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 2, 4, 18. Kirata hunandra pulinda pulkasha, abhira shumba yavana kasadaya, yanyecha papa yarapasraya sraya, sudyanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. Not only the Yavanas and Kasadaya, but even those born in still lower families can be purified by the grace of a devotee of Lord Krishna. For Krishna empowers such devotees to perform this purification. Advaita Acharya had confidence in the Shastric evidence and did not care about social customs. The Krishna consciousness movement, therefore, is a cultural movement that does not care about the local social conventions. Following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Advaita Acharya, we can accept a devotee from any part of the world and recognize him as a Brahmin as soon as he is qualified, due to following the principles of Vaishnava behavior. Feeding you is equal to feeding 10 million Brahmins.
Advaita Acharya said.
Therefore, accept this Shraddha Patra. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Shraddha is prasadam, offered to the forefathers at a certain date of the year or month. The Shraddha Patra, or plate offered to the forefathers, is then offered to the best of the Brahmins in society. Instead of offering the Shraddha Patra to any other Brahmin, Advaita Acharya offered it to Haridasa Thakur, considering him greater than any of the foremost Brahmins. This act by Srila Advaita Acharya proves that Haridasa Thakur was always situated in a transcendental position, and was therefore always greater than even the most exalted Brahmin, for he was situated above the mode of goodness of the material world.
Advaita Prabhu happened to be at that time the president of the Brahmana society, very learned scholar and Vaishnava, and he was entrusted to be the president of Brahmana society in Shantipur. So, when he performed ritualistic ceremony after the death of his father, funeral ceremony, he offered the first prasadam to Haridasa Thakur. So Haridasa Thakur was little shy accepting that Advaita Prabhu, you have exalted me in so many ways, but you, because according to the Smarta Vidhan, when one is performing the funeral ceremony of his father, the first portion would be offered to the best of the Brahmins. So it was offered to Haridasa Thakur. So Haridasa Thakur felt little shyness that Advaita Prabhu, you love me, that is all right, but you are doing all these things, you may be socially ostracized. So Advaita Prabhu said, no, by feeding you, I am feeding 1 crore of best Brahmins. And let any Brahmana come to me, I shall convince him. That was his statement. So, this Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that we can accept anyone. It doesn't matter where from he is coming, and make him a pure Vaishnava.
Advaita Acharya was always absorbed in thoughts of how to deliver the fallen souls of the entire world.
The entire world is full of non-devotees.
He thought,
how will they be delivered?
Determined to deliver all the fallen souls, Advaita Acharya decided to cause Krishna to descend. With his vow, he began to offer Ganges water and tulsi leaves to worship the Lord. Similarly, Haridasa Thakur chanted in his cave on the bank of the Ganges with the intention of causing Krishna's descent. Because of the devotional service of these two persons, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended as an incarnation Thus he preached the holy name of the Lord and ecstatic love of Krishna to deliver the entire world.